Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here with Moog Construction talking about the ZQuip system, which is a battery system that can be integrated into a whole fleet on site and is movable. Tito, you're joining me here. You're the battery expert. Tell us a little bit of what we're seeing here. This is one of the batteries that can be transferred, isn't it?
That's right, Peter. What we have here today is a ZQ140. Essentially, this is an energy module that's right now powered with a battery system.
Yeah.
And the neat thing about this, we've been getting questions, how do I put this into a machine? Is the retrofit the only option? Really what you're looking at today is, besides the module, we do have the docking station and display. The docking station is comprised right there of a this is an electric actuator. It is spring-loaded, so what happens is you can remove these or place them vertically or horizontally. Doesn't matter. So the three big features of the modules today and what they are, we can do the fast charging. They're DC ready. We can do module swapping. Of course, swappability is also a neat thing to it. Or you can do the buddy charging system, where you can charge one module to the other.
Hold on a minute. The buddy charging system. Now, this is interesting for me. So if I've got one of these and I bring it to the job site and I can put it next to another machine that needs a bit of a top up, this can transfer that energy to that machine.
That is correct.
Right. So it's like a mobile charging station, folks, this, but also because it can then be lifted onto the machine as another option. And then, you know, fundamentally, this can be part of a bank of batteries, can't it? For the use across the site. And that's where it becomes a holistic system, doesn't it?
That's right, Peter. Buddy charging, or machine-to-machine charging, as some would call it. But yes, exactly. What we envision as ZQuip project down the road is, how does this fit into a power gen application, right? Power generation being one of the big industries today. There's a lot of demand for it. And essentially what you've got here is an energy storage device that's intelligent through all the components and all the innovation and engineering that we've done to it. But then what does it turn to eventually, besides just as powering machines? There is a large capability of turning it into a power generation solution that is more than just the modules, but enlists a whole compass of what makes an ecosystem when you need a zero powertrain solution at a job site.
So there's an ecosystem, folks, and we're going to have a look at it. But we're going to have a look at it with a special model that I'm going to see. So bear with me a moment, Tito. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Peter.
So now we're here with Rob, making the electric connection, Rob, between the ZQuip system and one of the machines we see up here, folks, in the real world. So now it's time for us to get up and talk to you a little bit more about the ZQuip system. So we've got an excavator here. We've got a wheel loader there. We've got a whole app set up here, which can show me all of the machines, haven't we, Rob? Tell me how it all works together in the model situation.
With our app, you're able to see all the machines that are on your site. You can see the individual batteries that are on a particular machine.
And how that's working. Yeah.
And then you can see the power that is in each module. So you can see we have modules here that are fully charged. We have one that's partially depleted. From this, we can make intelligent decisions about how we want to move the energy around the site.
And so that is really, like, the whole process with me is about taking a battery, and there's two sizes that we've got with the ZQuip system. Smaller machines, obviously with a smaller size, but banks of batteries. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a small one on the excavator here. Now, the excavator has been depleted, folks, but we only need it to work for a little bit of time. I'm going to just change that out, Rob. So now we're good to go, because that was a depleted battery and we're going to put that back to charge. It's as simple as that, isn't it? We can move them around with different types of equipment.
Exactly as simple as that. In addition to that, you can swap the batteries as Peter just did, but you can also put the module next to the machine and simply transfer the charge from any one module into any other module.
So that's what Tito said to me earlier, machine to machine charging up. But all of this relies on the whole system. And so having that application, having the alerts that come from it is all integrated. And this piece of equipment here is the most important part of that process, is it? What is that? What's inside there, Rob?
This is a battery powered system. So we can have LFP or we can have NMC batteries inside our ZQuip modules. The system is aware of what type of battery it is. When we plug the battery in, the host machine understands what it is, reports that to the site manager or the fleet manager.
And so, you know, we also talk here about banks of batteries as well, which you can actually line up. And so it's all interchangeable. But like anything, we need some clever controls. So the ZQuip control system there looks quite complicated, Rob. How's that work?
So it is quite complicated under the hood. Our whole goal is to make it very simple to use, though. So with the app, we take all the complex information, all the things happening around the site, and present them in a very simple way. You can see the state of charge of all your batteries, and you can see the location of all your batteries, and you can see the temperature of them. So you know all the things you need to do so you can make intelligent decisions around the site and never get stuck not having the power you need.
So we can have ZQuip on new equipment. If you inspect that out, you can also retrofit equipment with ZQuip, so that therefore you can have electric fleet on the job site, can't you, Rob? And that's what's really important about this. It's a system-based process, isn't it?
It is. At a one machine level, it's powerful and works well. Once you have a fleet, it's completely amazing. And in fact, the ZQuip system, any one of these modules, can act to charge anyone else's electric equipment as well. So not only can we take the power out of a ZQuip into our own ZQuip system, but we can also take it into anyone else's electrified equipment.
So that really is a system-based process for a site. So I can have a skid steer that's retrofitted that's this. But how is the retrofit scenario? What do I actually have to do to then get the ZQuip system working on what would be, say, a traditional diesel machine?
So we have some substantial engineering to do to make a machine ready to go for the first machine. After that, it only takes about 2 weeks to install the retrofit kit onto a machine, a skid steer, an excavator, a wheel loader, something like this. So the machine can be diesel for the first portion of its life. It can come out of service for about 2 weeks, get the kit installed, and now it is an electrified machine. It's even reversible, so you can go back to a diesel machine if you choose to later.
So fundamentally, it's like saying, right, I'm going to change it to electric. I'm then going to take that out, again, going to put it into diesel, might sell that machine, but I've got the electric system that I can put into the new machine. Or if I'm a plant hirer, I can offer this service to everybody, knowing that I can then use that diesel machine later on in the life when the contract is over and we've got that whole setup. Perfect for the plant hire sector, isn't it, really?
It really is. You know, so much of the industry is based on financial models, and it's hard to say what's going to happen in 5 years. Do you want to sell a diesel machine in 5 years, or do you want to sell an electric machine in 5 years? You don't have to make the decision right now, because the machine can be either thing.
And so that is really taking things in a clever sense about how we integrate electrification into fleets and how we make sure that the residual values of those diesel machines, when they're sold potentially out of Europe, where we are here at Intermat, continue on. So thanks very much, Rob.